Okay, where were we? Okay, the lower rung of a triangle would consist of many small local brokerage and consulting firms. Now, this side of the triangle represents the revenue, the vertical axis, and the base of the triangle represents the number of consulting firms. Now, here's something that's very intriguing. These limited number of the larger consulting firms, they generate this much of the revenue in the entire industry. And on the other hand, this large amount of smaller consulting firms generate this much, collectively, they generate this much revenue in the industry. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a number of firms crawling over each other, competing for a very small piece of the pie. So as a consultant firm, my question is this: where are you today in this triangle? Are you in the top portion? Maybe you are in the middle portion, or maybe you are at the bottom rung of the triangle. But a very important question is this: where will you be 5 years from today? And I know exactly what the answer will be. 5 years from today, most of the consulting firms will be in the same exact position that they are today, give or take. And a number of them will end up being acquired. And we all know what that means. But a very few will be able to break through these lines of competition to make it all the way to the top of the triangle. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. I want to share some ideas with you, and based on my understanding of this industry, I really believe that these ideas will be the secret weapon that you will need to not only generate revenue, but it will put you on the right path to break through that line of competition to make it all the way to the top of the triangle. And I call these ideas how to recruit like a professional headhunter, because in order to generate revenue in this particular industry, you'll have to compete very effectively in the marketplace. But in order to compete in the marketplace, you'll first have to be able to compete for the best talent. So essentially, you have to compete among your competitors for the best talent to be able to compete effectively in the marketplace to generate revenue. And it has been our experience that the consultant firms with the best talent win more business. And let me show you by taking a look at another triangle. If you go back to the initial triangle with the various rungs, like the bottom rung, within each rung there is another triangle, and that triangle is what we refer to as the talent triangle. It kind of looks like this one. Similar to the other triangle is that the vertical axis is still the revenue, but the base of the triangle is the quality of talent. Now they say the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So the shortest distance to the apex of the triangle will be a straight line right down the middle of that triangle. Let me tell you what that means. That means that in the middle of the triangle, that is where you will find the best talent, because the individuals that are at the high quality, they tend to be on a faster track professionally. And that is also where you will find the strongest firm, because the strongest firm are not strong until they're able to recruit the best talent.